think I've got everything sorted, I believe. I think, possibly. I always feel every single time like I've missed something. Feel like I've missed something drastic. But I think I'm good. Right, we're gonna, while I load up this, I'm gonna run 3-min ad. Just to get the pre-rolls off the way. Lovely. Possibly? Maybe? There we go. Pre-rolls are out of the way. Alright, let's continue the Shazam's house. Again, trying to say Shazam and his house, and it ends up being some weird thing. But anyway, we back once again with day 86 of Naruto goodness. My goodness. My goodness indeed. We're getting there. We are, after today, we will be over 60% of the way there, which does not feel like a lot at all. It feels like a lot. No, it feels like, well, no, it is a lot of fights, first off. But at the same time, I'm almost at 7,000 fights overall done. But 60% is only 10% over 50. But there's still 40% to go. Like, so it's a lot, but it's not even a lot. Hey. There we go, lovely. Yeah, so 60% feels like a lot, but not. A lot, but not. All in one. But anyway. But we keep chugging, we keep marching. I have not looked in ages on what the new kind of completion date is. I think it's still at this point, we're now late October, start of November, purely because or the last month and a bit, I haven't been able to keep particularly to schedule, which is my own fault more than anything. No, not more than anything, literally is my fault. But that's okay. But we keep going, we keep trucking. I mean, there's actually, whatchamacallit, not this weekend coming, following weekend, is, Queen's, well, not Queen anymore, King's birthday, although I think they're changing it to just like Monarch's birthday, just as a generic thing. But anyway, there's that coming up, and because I won't be streaming that, actually no, I'll be streaming Naruto, but I won't be able to be streaming my other things. Actually no, I won't be able to stream on the Saturday, but then, because the Monday's off, so I got the Monday off anyway, so I'll be streaming it on the Monday, and because it's a day off, so I'll probably most likely be doing it during the daytime, and I can just go like an extra hour, extra half hour, just get some bonus stuff in, so we'll be good, we'll be fine. Today is already going swimmingly, isn't it? Yeah, lovely. But no, we keep trucking. Minimum fights we're doing 80 as normal. I might even see if I can go 90. 90 would be lovely. But we be trucking on. Yeah, but otherwise, have I got any life updates? Not really. I've got to go get a birthday present for Dad, at the weekend. And I've got to go, actually no, on Saturday I've got to go get fertilizer, $75 worth of hair care products, Only because there's a particular brand of conditioners and leave-in conditioners and shampoos and all that stuff that's designed for curly hair. So it actually helps my hair look semi-decent normally. But they're $25 a bottle for every product of the brand. Almost like 90% of products in the brand cost $25. So we got $75 to buy 3 things, but they do last me, I wouldn't say super long time, but I don't have to buy them particularly regularly, which is good. Yeah. So anyway, so I've got to buy that, I've got to buy fertilizer and that, and then I've also got to buy a sponge mop, because in the bathroom, because our bathroom just tends to get like sticky moisture quite frequently, and then because the boy is a very hairy person and I'm also a very hairy person, hairy in different ways, but we shed we shed quite a lot, so that combined with the sticky moisture it's just dust haven in our bedroom, not in our bedroom, in the bathroom, and not about that life. And the only way, because like a dustpan and brush or a hoover doesn't get it up, because it's just like stuck to the floor. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get a little sponge mop, like not like the what do you even call it? I'm calling it like a rope mop. It's not the rope mop. You know, like when someone says draw mop, like that. It's not that. It's like the one where it's just a sponge on the end of a stick. But I need that. I need that because it's going to be the only thing to get all the stuff off and make my bathroom floor look pristine and lovely. So I've got to buy that, and then I've got to go buy Dad a present while I'm at it. Still got absolutely no idea what to get him, but then I never do. I think maybe Lego. I know I was talking to my younger sister and she said that he's into Lego at the moment. But then it's just like, because I don't want to ask him, oh, what Lego sets have you already got? Because in case I've got, because then he'll instantly know what I've got, but or what I'm looking for. Or maybe I just say, oh, what Lego sets you got? I'm looking for some recommendations on some fun ones to build. Maybe. I don't know. Like, possibly. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, but it's the but also too, actually thinking now that I think about it, I bought a wooden box the other like ages ago. It had potatoes in it. Potatoes went off and completely like destroyed the bottom of the box with all the grease and rotten whatever that came with it. So I'm gonna drill holes into the bottom of the box and make it into a little herb box. So I've probably got to buy some herb seedlings actually. Yeah. Oh hey! Insane Fangirl, what up? Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing fabulously. And I hope the fam is doing fabulously as well. Anyway, how's it going? And hey, Lewis Creatives. Thank you for the follow. It is much appreciated. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're living life. What have we got next? Sasuke, Orochi, and Kabuto. Lovely. Lovely. Oh my goodness. Insane Fangirl. I went out to go visit a client earlier today. They work at a university. And so we were sitting at their desk and I'm looking around and I can see like Star Wars pop vinyls. I saw 2 sonic screwdrivers like from the Tenon era, and I'm just like looking around, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm like have to resist the urge to just suddenly just start launching into like stuff about Doctor Who. And because she's a big fan of like of sci-fi stuff, so she also had heaps of like Stargates things, and I'm just like, oh my god, like need to resist the urge to stop talking about business stuff and actually like and just start talking about just all of these things. I'm like, oh my goodness, I found my kindred spirit. But it means that if ever I need to like make small talk with this person, I know what to talk about. I'll be like, so, opinion, best doctor, go, and then see where it takes us. Ever since yesterday, when this guy was like showing, like saying how to do all these characters, like infinite combos and whatnot, I'm just like every character I'm playing, I'm like, oh, has this one got an infinite combo that I can do? And I can never ever seem to get them done right. But hey, c'est la vie. And that's it. I don't know if y'all have watched it, but today, or this morning, it was 8 o'clock for us this morning, but they had the PlayStation showcase. So I was like watching it on my phone at work, and then because I had to drive out to this client for a meeting at 9, so I had my phone like mounted in my car, and we're just like listening / half watching because I was driving. Hope the police aren't watching, but watch this PlayStation showcase, and it's so exciting. It's just such a good time to be alive and love video games. It is just amazing. What do we get? We got Spider-Man gameplay. We got Dragon's Dogma 2 trailer. We got another Assassin's Creed Mirage trailer. We got an Immortals of Avium trailer, although having seen gameplay, cautiously optimistic about that one. What else do we get? So many other, so many indie games that come out that look amazing. And there was something else as well. What do we get? Oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid remake / master, I think. What else do we get? Alan Wake 2. Where there's a JRPG, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, that if you look at gameplay of it, oh my goodness, the combat looks to die for. Got a release window for that one. Beautiful, amazing, so exciting. What else do we got? What else do we get? We got a... What else do we get? I feel like it's all just left my head. Helldivers 2. I didn't play the first Helldivers, but apparently it's quite good. So we've got a trailer for that. Lots of PlayStation VR 2 games. What else do we get? Yeah, I think they were kind of like another Final Fantasy 16 trailer. How can I forget? It'd be looking juicy. It'd be looking so juicy. Although I've reached that point now where I'm already getting FF16, obviously, and I'm kind of I don't want to look too much into the trailers because each one shows something slightly different, and I'm just really, really, really not wanting to give myself any beyond what we've already seen, in the demos and whatnot. I don't want to give myself any kind of inkling as to what possibly the larger story could be. Excuse me. But anyway, excited for that. What else do we get? I feel like we got so much more. The thing, the one that they had at the start. Oh, what was it called? Not heist. It was a heist one. What was it called? Paycheck, mate? No. Hang on. It's going to be a combination. It's like Rainmaker plus Paycheck plus no, not Payday. Hang on. I'm gonna get it. It's something like that. And it's got like a dollar sign at the end of it. What's it called? But it's kind of like a heisty, CG, watchdogsy thing. That's like, but it's one of those like too cool for school kind of ones, like how when they redid Saints Row, and that it was giving me like Saints Row with Watch Dogs vibes in terms of in terms of the kind of attitude that all the characters have. I'm like, I'm not feeling, I'm not digging. But I'm not a fan of like heist stuff anyway, so I wouldn't be getting it regardless. What's it called? It's gonna be like a mixture of Rainmaker and Payday and Paycheck, and it's gonna be something with all of those. Oh, what's it called? I'm gonna kick myself when I see it. Paymakers? No. All the news. Let's have a look. See what I've. Oh my goodness! It happened again. Oh my lordy, every time I need to pick Hanzo as a character, I end up picking the Third Raikage. Like, without fail. Every single time I do it. Okay, what do we got? We got... Oh, Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake. That's what it was. What else do we get? Look at that IGN one. Everything announced. Let's have a look. What do we got? Also, let me know if the music's too loud. Because I had this problem yesterday where the music was like blasting and had no idea. What do we got? We've got verify your age to continue. I'm good. What's it called? Oh, we've got more Street Fighter 6 stuff, but that's... called Fair Games with a little dollar sign. Competitive heist, fair game. I was nowhere near with my things. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2, Alan Wake 2, Concord, new PvP multiplayer FPS. It looked cool, I think. I was getting Space Odyssey vibes. Tower of Fantasy, I didn't actually see that. Immersive cyberpunk open world RPG. Oh no, that's right, no, I did see that one. Had like giant mechs or something in it, I think. Did it? No. No, I don't actually remember seeing that one. But we're now, because it also, the showcase reminded me, oh hang on, that's right, we're in game showcase season, because is it the start of June that the Xbox showcase is on, and they're doing like the Xbox one, and then they'll have like a Starfield, basically a big Starfield presentation, like its own thing. go. Gracious me. Yeah, so anyway, good day. Good day and time to be alive, if you like video games. Chill. Come on. There we are, lovely. Although the one thing actually that I was thinking when I was watching the AC Mirage trailer, obviously they've said that they've wanted to go back to basics for, you know, back to the big walled cities. We're not having an open world RPG, all that sort of stuff. And I think in the trailers they're trying to emphasize that as much as possible. I couldn't help feeling there's a bit in the trailer where he's like, oh, you know, how are you gonna, we need to go and assassinate that person, how are you gonna get in there, are you gonna bribe the guards, are you gonna do this, are you gonna do this? And it's kind of like a, remember guys, remember the time when you could do that, you know? Remember the time when you just had to get to the assassination target, but there was like 50 different ways you could do it. I feel like they're trying to make it clear to people that that is the case. That they don't have to worry. Even though I wasn't one of the people that was worrying. Come on, there we are. This was going so well, this fight. Oh my goodness, can you... There we go, gracious me. Hey, Michael Rich, welcome in, welcome in. I hope everything's golden. And, even more so, I hope you found the PlayStation Showcase golden as well. It was funny, when you messaged asking if I was watching it, I was literally in my car driving down the motorway, and I really wanted to message you back, be like, I'm in my car, but I'd probably die. I'd probably die and crash if I did that, but yeah. Yeah, no, I thought the showcase was good. It was real good. There was like, I think it's, even though it didn't have everything I would have liked to have seen, it had what I needed to see, which was more reassurance that I've made the right decision hyping up about FF16, and that Dragon's Dogma 2 is very much alive and well. But yeah. But what did you think? Because, what's that? Because I know one of my old bosses had Resident Evil 7 on VR, and he said it was like an insanely different experience. It was far scarier. It was almost felt like a different game in VR. So I wonder if it'll be a similar thing, similar thread with the Resident Evil 4 thing. That's right, yeah, Metal Gear. It's funny, I was watching that trailer, and I was like, what is this? Monster Hunter? No. Is it, like, because as it was going through, and it was, I'm like, Monster Hunter? No. what are we, Far Cry? No. We, I don't know, Evolve Part 2, and I'm like, no. And then it's like, see Snake in the bushes, I'm like, oh yeah. Uh-huh. I've actually personally never played any Metal Gear games, but I can appreciate the the importance of, you know, I can appreciate the hype of that the Snake Eater remake and the collection coming out would have brought. Right, Shikamaru and Kankura. Ow. Lovely. Beauty. Beauty. I'm doing so much better for time than I am yesterday. I might be able to get 90 fights done, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Metal Gear, first get. I know. So the bosses I know, and I can't remember if they're all from the same game or not. But I know about Psycho Mantis. I know about the whole like reading your memory card thing, where he's all like, "I see you're playing Legend of Zelda at the moment," you know, and then he does the thing with like the rumble feature on the controller. I know about that because that's in like every Easter egg video, every Easter egg creepy thing in non-horror games video ever. And I know that there was one. There was a boss where like it was like you're trying to like trail him through the fog or something, and there was some weird thing about it. I can't quite remember. And then I know about the end. Is it the end? Like the old dude? And then there's the thing where if you set the time, your console time, if you like fast forward it like 3 years or something, and then you reload that save, he's died of old age, and like you don't have to fight him as the final boss because he's like died from it was like some crazy things that they did like with some of the bosses, but those are the only ones I know. Those are the only ones I know because they're in like all the Easter egg videos. But I'm like, whoa, that's sick. That is sick. Come on. Right, come on. There we go. And he would read your control, so you had to plug it into. Oh, I didn't know that. So you had to plug into the player too. That's neat. I like that. You know, I knew about the game data reading, and I knew about the rumble feature. He would be like, put your controller on the ground and I'll move it with my mind, and he just like does the and it just causes the controller to rumble, and that's what makes it move. But which I think, you know, it's neat. You know, so it sucks if you put it on a a very sticky surface, but yeah. But no, I love it. I love it when game devs can just have a bit of fun with stuff like that. You know, it's something that only the medium of games can give you. But what it also does is it does require whatchamacallit, it to have come out of it's obviously made for the console that it came out in. Like, you can't I mean, actually no, most controllers have a rumble feature now. Actually, now I think about it. Will it work for the Switch? Probably wouldn't work. Oh, no, actually would no, Joy-Cons have rumble? Yeah. Actually no, yeah, it could actually work. It would be able to work. Although I don't know about the clock setting. Maybe. Maybe the clock setting wouldn't work. Lovely. But yeah, because I do like it when game devs do things like kind of like play with you a little bit by using. How do I even explain it? Like, by using the fact that it's a game against you, but like the Nier games do it really, really well. Especially Nier Automata, to get all of the endings, all 27 or 6 endings of it. They're pretty neat. And then, yeah, they're really neat. And anything with fake out credits at a... Oh. What's that been? Yeah. It's the fires of my love. What are you playing? Oh, you're playing Hunter? Gonna get in the zone. Okay. I said okie doke. Bye. Yeah, any kind of game with like fake out credits at a reasonable place to have had credits. That makes sense, because you get some games where they've got the fake out credits, but it's so early. You're like, yeah, nah, yeah, nah. The ones that I've really liked are not Control. Control had fake out credits that I didn't believe. Guardians of the Galaxy game did. That had really, really good fake out credits. Can't really do those gimmicks. Modern, yeah, you can't, like, the fact that it's a modern console means that you just, yeah, the magic's lost a little bit. Huh? Metal Gear's the first game learned to be in one sitting. Dang. I feel that pain. I clocked Crash Team Racing on the PS1 without a Crash Team Racing on the PS1 in one sitting, because Dad had bought the discs home or something. We were playing it on the PS2, but of course we didn't have proper memory card for it. So yeah, so I had to beat it in one sitting. I had to say, sorry, Mom, I can't come to dinner. I've got to beat. Oh, what's his name? Nitrous Oxide. Oh my goodness. Bruh, what was that combo? goodness.
That's the end, isn't it?
The like the talking about the memory cards actually got me. Every now and then I suddenly remind myself, I'm like, you wanna know how far technology's come? Memory cards were 8 megs. 8 megabytes total. Like most save, like one save file nowadays can be like 50 megs. Some save files are in the gigabytes. How even is that possible? Like game files used to be tiny. On Chakra Edition, you know you want to pain. Just Chakra Edition. There we go. Like it's mental. Like when, again, I hope the police aren't watching or a representative of Nintendo. But when you get ROMs for the emulator, you know, you're downloading a PS2 game for your emulator. You know, the file is what, 200 megs max for the whole game, and then oh sorry, you can't play Jedi Survivor until you've downloaded the 150 gig install. Like it's insane how, when you think about it, it's only been really in the last 20 years really where this has all sort of come about. And it's just insane how big games have gotten, how much games have progressed since its inception, which was, you know, maybe a little over 50 years old. Like video games as a medium is so young compared to all the others. When I say so young, TV's relatively, yeah, relatively. Now, TV hasn't even hit 100 years. I think. I'm absolute rubbish when it comes to like knowing when things came out, so I could be completely butchering the whole timelines for all of this stuff. I'm pretty sure TV hasn't hit 100 years yet. Because now that I think about it, we haven't even hit like 100 years since we've been on the moon. We will be alive, hopefully, in the 100th year anniversary of humankind landing on the moon. That's mental. That's mental. Anyway. Friends used to play Warzone. Had 100 gig update. Oh my goodness. That's insane. 100 gig update. Bloody hell. Like, part of me even wonders if the devs like care. So like if they really genuinely care what the size of all these updates and even just installs are. Like, what happened just being able to play something off the disc? Like, really? I think the last game that I remember being able to play fully off the disc for, like, I literally chucked it in and away you go, was FF7 Remake. That was, yeah. Actually, no, I lie. Zelda, actually. What about all the Nintendo Switch cartridges? Hashtag bring back cartridges. Yeah, but that's meant because I think the largest, because I've just got a 500 gig hard drive in my computer. The only thing that really takes up any amount of space is Final Fantasy 14, which I think is like 150 gigs overall I've got. I believe. And or maybe 145. But no, it's mental. Oh hey, Bull! Oh snap, it be Bull. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I hope you are rested and recuperated from your 10k from your 10k mileage at work. Right, oh my lordy. Well, at least you can say that you're getting your 10k steps in. You know, everyone and their mums is all like, oh, have you done your 10,000 steps today? And I'm like, no, I've done 10 steps today. But at least you can say that, at least, well, you can say that you'll be like, yes, Miss Karen and Miss Barbara, I have got my 10k steps in. In fact, I see your 10k and raise you 20. I always get the range on that one. Rubbishly. Kaguya and Obito Sage. Lovely.
Battle begins.
Here we are. Lovely. Really enjoyed the just chatting portion. It was actually kind of neat. There was something just really chill about that whole going through that Pokemon thing, just having that like nice soft music in the background. It's kind of like it's like a nice like easing into it sort of thing, like rather than boom straight into the game. It's like a nice like, you know, let's just chill, let's just get some vibes going, you know, get all cozy, get all good, and then, you know, just ease into the game. Yeah, no, it was.
Battle begins.
It's about time to
doing some of these. Lovely. And then a couple more. And one more. Beauty. Do stuff like top songs from a Trails game. Ooh. I must say, it would actually be, you know, knowing what your top stuff is, like tops of the top stuff is, would be pretty neat. Bruh, stop dashing into the log. That's what you should do. You should do like each one you go through a different game. You know, start with Trails from Zero, then you could do like the Sky games, then do the Cold Steel ones. Yeah. Come on. Beauty. Trying to figure how many to. Ooh. You could go through. Oh yeah, because then. Because there'll only be like a finite amount. Top 11 or 12ish. Yeah. Fabulous. I don't know why I did that. Bad.
How could I lose?
gorgeous.
Strong.
Yeah, because well, when you because you could do all kinds of stuff. Because you know, once you've gone through, I suppose I dare to say, exhausted all of the sort of like top songs sort of things, you can do like top characters, top games, and like here's the 11 or 12 11 or 12 reasons why. You do all kinds of stuff. You do a 2-hour video essay on why Fuecoco is the best Pokemon. Is it Bull, is it your is it because it's the numbers that you got given when you joined Discord? Because how they've got like the numbers after the random fall. I'm guessing it's random. I don't think you can pick what numbers you get when you sign up to Discord. But I noticed that yours are like the same. It's the 1112. So I'm curious as to whether that's it. Oh, I just did the wrong fight. Oh my god. I'm such a nub. Oh my lordy. I need eyes and a brain. 1 second. 1 second. I'm just going to double check that I haven't already done that fight, which I've got a funny feeling I have. And I have. Oh, I'm such a numpty no. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. What I was meant to do is him and 4th Kaze. Not Asuma. Oh, I need a brain. It's too late in the day. 6:51 PM. Wait, you can pick your numbers if you've got Discord. Goodness. Didn't even know that. Okay, never mind. My theory's blown out the water then.
Study again.
There was it. It's a bit though if you got the Discord numbers. It would be the universe is saying something if that's the case. So it's gently like, come on, the lottery's got to be won by someone.
Battle begins. Let me end this magnet style. Giant contest aerial sending. Got it.
track. And Roshi. Are we on fight 43? No, we're only on fight 40. E.g. fight 39. As I go around and I pay attention to like, I'm starting to pay attention to like everything that these characters do, and I've noticed that I think each character, there's like certain, I think there genuinely is meant to be. Each character has like a minuscule, tiny advantage over every other character at a particular aspect, I think. To give every player or every character some level of usability compared to everything else. Whether it's they've got higher melee damage, higher range damage, higher ultimate damage, higher normal jutsu damage, whether their chakra dashes are faster, they block faster, their melee combo is slower to allow for better jump cancelling, their throws are easier to get. Like there's like so many variations in really like the really minutiae of combat. I'm going round and round in circles and saying this, but like I'm slowly, ever so slowly, piecing together the thing that each character has that's different to every other character, I think. Or how you're meant to play each character, should I say. Alright, so back to my brother, I've just got a 360. Hold on. Got it. Got 360, share a gamer tag. Then we start on ball because it had to do with our last name, kinda. And 11 is my favorite number. Oh, such a different name, but I've had. Oh, that's neat. I love that. I love their origin story. I would never have guessed, but I love it. Just realised when you're playing teams, that if you pick a character, it automatically goes to the character that was with it. I have noticed that it will go to kind of like the intended support character for them. So like if you pick Itachi, it's going to go for Kisame. Or actually no, depending on which version of Itachi you pick, it either goes for Kisame or Sasuke. And if you go for like Orochimaru, it'll either go to Sasuke or Kabuto. It's like, yeah. This is history. Come on, come on. There we go. Lovely.
I may be older, but my jutsu is as sharp as ever.
Oh, controls. Bunged. Alright, what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to very quickly play the quickest, fastest possible 3-minute ad while we continue on. Okay, come on, controller, you got this. Come on, you can connect. Please. There we go. Lovely. Right, run the quickest, the fastest ever 3 minutes it's going to go by. And for those who are adding it up, you will not miss anything. Anyway, but the show must go on. Right, where are we up to? Madara Sage and Tamari. Alright, but yeah. Yeah, 3-3-1 is good. The it's funny, the easy way the boy and his brother and sister can very easily remember their birth dates. They're born boys in December. The boys birth date is the 4th. His brother is the 14th, and the sister is the 24th of their respective months. So it's 4, 14, and 24. So it's like it's easy as to remember. The only shame is that it's not in order of when they were born, because the brother's the youngest, but his is the 14th. There we go.
Don't do anything.
Right, Konohama, Tobirama. Oh, that's right. If I ever finish it, I'll need to show you guys. Although planning it out is going to be difficult because I've been trying to get back into cross stitching, and I've been trying to think of like a neat cross stitch project to do because I've got hella ambitions, little motivation to actually start. Actually, starting's the hardest part. Excuse me, I've got to go get some thread and all the colours and fabric. But anyway, but I was thinking like, what would be a cool cross stitch project that I could hang up, like frame it, hang it up, but also it represents me, What's one that if I needed to, what's Frizzy all about on a piece of fabric? What would I do? And I've decided that I saw this really cool sort of quilted pattern one online. And I thought, what I'm going to do, it's going to be like a 4x3 grid of squares, and basically I pick like my top 12 games ever that I love, at least at this point in time. Maybe I should do franchises. Do franchises rather than games. That might be better. Because as soon as like more games, as soon as Final Fantasy 16 comes out, they'll take over one of the spots. Maybe I should be doing franchises. I might have to change it. Maybe I'll change to franchises. But do like at each sort of tile would be like a symbol or something representative of that. It was originally games, but now probably be franchises. And then so you have that, so like it wouldn't have any text or anything. I wouldn't be saying what they're all from. But for anyone in the know, for any one of those, they'd be like, ah, it's so and so, and I'm like, yeah. Because I think franchises actually can be far easier, because I've been trying to find. Because the other problem too is I've given myself what is, works out to be 30 by 30 pixel ish, or 30 by 30 square grid. There is not many. I've been trying to find something, trying desperately to find something to represent Breath of the Wild that fits in that 30 by 30 pixel area, and it is difficult. Oh my lordy, I'm tearing my hair out trying to find one that obviously you can make anything small, but it retaining enough detail to still be recognizable it's a mish. It's an absolute mish. But I'm thinking now, as I go through it, making it franchise instead. But now I've got to pick my 12 favourite franchises, and hoping that doesn't change too drastically either. Maybe I could just do another one. I can just do another one and just have him frame it next to it. Never mind. Problem solved. Dilemma solved. But I was thinking to do that, so I'll have to, once I've got the pattern, I'll have to pop it up to get some thoughts. And then that's going to be my cross stitch project, to get back into cross stitching. Although I have said I really want to make like a little small framed thing that can just go on a desk. I've wanted to make one of like a chibi version of me and the boy, and I'm like kissing him or something, kissing him on the cheek, and have big like love hearts everywhere, and he's like, and I'm like, and when your parents come round to visit, you're not allowed to hide it. You have to leave it on the table for everyone to see. And he's like, no. He's like, can't you do another one? I'm like, no, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna embarrass you in front of your mum and dad by being all lovey-dovey. And because it'll be a cross stitch that I made, then he'll feel really bad for like if he wanted to get rid of it. Actually, no, there'll be. I'd probably want to put something else, food related, on the dining room table. Actually, no, so never mind. That's what I need to do. I need to update the list. Oh my goodness. Okay, 1 second. I have just realised I need to update it. Where are we down to? We are down to 4,425. Look at that. Lovely. Right, then we got Ultimari and Kaguya again. Ow. There we go. Beauty. Can Photoshop on 2017. Honestly, don't update and get the Creative Cloud one. That's what I made. I made the awful mistake. I think, was it the 2017? No, it was the 2013 one. I think it was 2013 Photoshop, I believe. One of them. And then I ended up upgrading to Creative Cloud. Don't do it if you value your money. Because it was $20 a month Australian to have Photoshop and Lightroom. And I never used it enough to justify the means. And really, the only thing I found it good for at all was that you just got access to a big stock photo library. Sorry if anyone from the Adobe sales team is watching, but stick with your 2017, I implore you.
I'm sick of looking at you.
Oh my goodness, I keep doing it at the worst times. Now, there we go. Yeah, cross-stitching it's... I wouldn't say it's hard. It's hard to like wrap your head around what you're even like meant to do to start off with, but once you you understand what you're meant to be doing, very easy. At least I think so anyway. The hardest part actually, now that I think about it, is having, when you've finished your piece, if your like thread tension has been all over the place, your fabric's going to start all like crumpling and bunching up in different places, and you won't be able to get it as like a perfectly smooth flat surface. It's going to be like all over the place. So it's making sure that when you're like threading it, getting the tension of it right the whole way is probably the hardest part. And keeping it not dirty. Like having to, you know, because I think you can wash it. You can obviously wash them, iron them and all that. But, you know, not getting your fabric absolutely filthy. It's all like that stuff is actually the hard part of cross-stitching. But once you know what to do, and you understand how patterns work, it's essentially just pixel art that you're just, you know, turning into X's on a piece of fabric. That's really all it is. You know, so you just make pretty pixel art, and there you go, you've got your pattern. Or at least that's how I approach it anyway. It might not be the way, but it's how I do it. And it's also time consuming as hell. Like, my goodness, is it time consuming, but it's something real just relaxing to do. And then the other thing too, which I want to get back into as well, which will probably cost a hell of a lot more, is rug making. Because there's a little thing called it's called like latch hook rug making. But you basically get this little tool, little latch hook. And you basically just get all these like tiny like pieces of thread, like like yarn, like maybe like that big. And it's pretty much like cross stitching. You use patterns the same or whatever, but you just get a fabric that's got like huge, thick, like square holes on it. And similar to how you just cross stitch thread to a fabric, you just use this little tool, and you're basically just tying all these pieces of wool to this thing. And by the end of it, boom, you got a rug, and then you be snug as a bug in a rug. And it's lovely. I've made one ever in my life. It was a large one. It's extremely time consuming, and it wears down your thumbs. Like your thumbs get ground down to the bone. And you get that weird, like that sort of, I call it like grazed thumb feeling. Like when you've been on a ribbed controller for too long, you get that weird feeling on your thumbs. And you figure it's like you get that, but that's alright. But it passes after a while. So I need to get back into my arts and crafts, both in Trails and in real life. Gracious. There we go. Quick question. Pretty sure I've already asked you what jutsu you'd want in real life. So now I'd like to ask. Okay, I'm waiting. What's the worst jutsu to have? Ooh. So there's two modes of thinking that I can think for this. So one is, worse than that, it's completely useless. You would have literally no use for it. So what's even the point of having it? Or it's one that is impractical and or can cause you grief in the real life. Really good question. So I think on the useless front, what would be utterly useless? I mean, there's a lot that would be utterly useless. Well, utterly useless in the sense that when would you ever need it in real life, really? Like substitution jutsu. Oh, actually no. No, substitution would actually be kind of useful. It'd be something that Orochimaru has, maybe. I sort of think. Maybe a Kakuzu. Is there a jutsu that you have to kind of like keep up? Like you need to kind of like sustain it with something, maybe. Possibly. Maybe the one where you turn into, maybe Conan's, you turn into paper. That's kind of useless. Actually, that's almost useless. Creepy. Could scare a lot of people with it. Summoning? No, again, you could scare people and you'll probably be hunted by the government. Okay. The worst jutsu to have would be a sealing jutsu. Maybe. Because what the hell are you gonna seal? What you sealing? No one else has it, so there's no jutsu that you're trying to seal. So why do that? Maybe it's that one, because it's utterly useless. Like, utterly useless. When I said I wanted the Sharingan, who the hell are you fucking... You never know. A guy might, you know, someone might want to, you know, have a meet me in the parking lot, sort of thing. I might end up pissing off the wrong person. I might have the hitman after me, and then I need to learn how to fight them. Maybe, possibly. Possibly. Got to be prepared for any situation. Sealing jutsu, because I'm the only one with jutsu. I've got nothing to seal, so it'd be completely useless. Therefore, that's my answer. I think. Like the sand and the all the stuff that Sasori and the fourth Kaze and Gaara have could actually be useful. You can make some killer sand castles. Some absolutely killer sand castles. Summoning would actually be pretty cool. Depending on what you're summoning, I guess. Although then you'll have to protect your summon from like you have to protect your summon from the conservation and or you know conservation and animal welfare stuff. Okay. AI is just bloody substitution city today. Gracious. So 8 gates or shadow possession. I'll count 8 gates as one. I've always seen it as one. But interesting about the shadow possession. Why'd you say that would be the worst one to have? Actually, no. I mean, because you'd only actually use it for, you know, to harm someone, I guess. Oh yeah, 59, EG 58. we got? Because we'd be copying each other.
Nothing gets done without it.
Fair. True that, but then again, well, actually no, yeah, because because the shadow position you have to keep that, you have to keep the shadow connected to my shadow, like active, to be able to do it. I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about a car crash. I can tell you that much. But yeah, no, actually no, yeah, I see what you mean. Now it's actually kind of impractical because, yeah, beyond mugging someone.
It's sad that we must part.
Yeah, actually no, I can see that.
It's a shame, but
I'll watch you
It's like all of the jutsu that you'd be using for like criminal purposes in the real world. Like all of the only real practical ones are criminal
we must part.
criminal violence or just True that. With that jutsu, you could also make a hell of a lot of money if you're willing to do things. Actually, no, you don't even have to do things. You can just use your attractiveness to put yourself in non-gross situations to be able to get money. And no, I agree. I've always wanted to be like, if I was a shapeshifter, if I suddenly was like a shapeshifter, I literally would not I wouldn't be like turning into a tree or like a dog or anything like that. Oh no, I'm just gonna make myself look prettier. I'm just gonna give myself the body and the shape that I want. And that's it. That's literally all I would use it for. Maybe give myself wings, maybe. I've always wanted wings. But yeah, but that's really all I'd use shapeshifting for.
Battle begins.
Beauty.
Has been decided.
Actually, yeah, what? Bullshit, my mind went more towards the. I was thinking like I could just impersonate people and just cause a hell of a lot of dramas. You know, suddenly the Prime Minister comes out and is like, free ice cream. it is law that all ice cream is free. You know, I could be doing that. Or I could be, I don't know. I could confuse everyone, pretend to be Donald Trump, and then just be like a wholesome, like, caring, benevolent person, and just confuse the absolute hell out of everyone. They're like, what's going on here? I could be doing that. Cause mass hysteria. Chio again. Oh my goodness. I mean, here I thought I'd be saving time. These fights. I'm gonna do 3 of these. What would be some other... What's the franchise you were really invested in? Or what's the last franchise I was really invested in? Like games or films or TV shows? Or any franchise?
Treat me like some old biddy.
The victor has been decided.
Any medium, okay. I mean, if we're talking about like I still am invested. If we're picking like one that I still am invested in, it'd either be Final Fantasy or Zelda, hands down. It's one that I was invested in, but no longer am. I'd say like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Avengers, Thor, Captain America, all that sort of stuff. That has been a fall from grace unlike anything I've ever witnessed. And if you had seen me on the night that Avengers Endgame came out, I would have been a very different person. I would have sold my soul to Marvel Studios if I could, but now I won't. Let's just say Final Fantasy. Like, hand on heart, I would probably say that is my favourite franchise ever. I think. I'm pretty sure. It's so hard. It's hard to choose when you're like obsessed with everything. But yeah. Yeah, if it has to be one I'm still invested in, Final Fantasy. If it has to be one that I was invested in but no longer am, it'd be the MCU. Tobirama and Young Shikara.
Battle begins.
Yes, Renee. Actually, right now that I'm no longer doing any puppet fights, I'm speeding through these now. Hopefully, I want to try. I thought I'd be able to get to maybe 90 by today. Oh, I still can, I guess. It's only 7:30.
Battle begins. Decided how it ends.
It's cousin. Ah, interesting. Like high fives for the fight for the for digging the Final Fantasy, but interesting around Harry Potter. I was like, for me for Harry Potter, I would say I'm still a fan of Harry Potter. Like any Harry,
Let me end this now.
like I'm not a fan of the. I'm a fan of the world and the universe, and like whole game like Hogwarts Legacy. I'm like, yes, sign me the hell up, love it. The story and materials that the like the films and stuff are covering, not so much. Used to, ish, but then also part of me wonders whether that was when I was like big into Tumblr.
As it turns out,
Like Harry Potter is like considered divinity there, or it was. So maybe I felt like I had to, possibly. Anyway, but yeah. And new franchise I recently got into as well. Ooh, One Piece. Yeah, if I say for a franchise I've gotten into recently, it'd have to be the Trails, like hands down. What other series have I recently gotten into? I feel like that's the main one. Because I don't really watch much TV, if at all. Yeah, the only TV show I still watch, like new episodes of, is RuPaul's Drag Race. I unironically love that show, and I don't care and no one else does. Or yeah, I don't care what you think of it and just drag queen culture. You'll love it. Anyway, yeah, and I don't. It takes me a lot to want to watch a film. I'm not one for films, but yeah, video games is everything. Yeah, Tumblr, Harry Potter, and Sonic Gods. According to Tumblr, Sonic never fell off. Or even like Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom and Sonic Force. Well, Sonic Force. I never actually had played Sonic Forces, so I don't know. I couldn't have a educated opinion on it. But if they think Sonic 06 isn't Sonic falling off, then okay, whatever you say. Yeah, on my side of Tumblr, it was Harry Potter, Doctor Who, Supernatural, which I tried to watch and I never got into it at all, and then Sherlock, like the BBC Sherlock series. They were. I have never seen such. I'd even go so far as to say such blind obsession with something. And it became to the point where, like, every character had to have some kind of romanticness or some relationship aspect to their character. We can't have Sherlock and John Watson just be mates. No. We don't do that over here. You know? We can't have Dean and Castiel being friends. No, 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 no. We don't do that here. We can't have Iron Man and Captain America be in a platonic relationship. Can't do that. No, no, no. We don't do that here. And by the way, Spider-Man is their adopted son. It's just like, just everything had to have an angle to it. A particular angle, but an angle nonetheless. And as much as I had found my fellow brethren in terms of being absolutely obsessed with Marvel movies, particularly Loki and the Winter Soldier, in a past life, I could feel my if I had continued down that dark path on Tumblr, I would have been a very, very different person, I think. And I think what sort of ended it was I had an opinion. There was something political going on. Anyway, basically, it was a harsh reminder of never ever engage in politics online. There was a political thing going on in America. It actually had nothing to do with New Zealand. And I voiced my opinion on a Tumblr post. And the utter vitriol that I received was from people that would, before then had been nothing but kindness to me. I'm like, okay. Okay, maybe these people are a bit mad. A bit crazy. Yeah. I also get the occasional Naruto, which was also many relationships. I've seen the Sasuke and Orochimaru ones. It's just like everything is it's just wrong. Just everything, like Tumblr, just on the surface, it's this place where like, I finally found my kin. I found people that understand me and the feelings that I have about all these franchises and properties. And then when you're in there and you kind of like, it sinks its like hooks into you, and then you've joined this online community and your obsession is nurtured and cultivated, and you're like, this is amazing. And then underneath it all is this like corruption of everything that is pure with these franchises, like Sasuke and Orochimaru relationships. It's just not right. It's just not right. Like, you can have your fan headcanons and all that sort of stuff, but it's just something not right. And then once you kind of see it once, you open your eyes and you see it everywhere. Like, everything has like this weird corruptive taint dripping from it. And then you're like, oh. And then you start like unhooking all the tendrils that they've wrapped around you, and you're like, okay, I'm not weird like that. I like these things, but maybe I'll leave you guys to do your stuff. I'll leave you guys just to, wallow in your cesspit. That got very like, dare I say, emotional about that. I've got very strong opinions about Tumblr. Having been someone who was on it religiously. Going back and looking at my old Tumblr, oh, what a cringe fest. Oh my lordy, what a cringe fest. It is just, it's like high school girl crush zone 5000. It is unbelievable. No. I mean, just remember, oh no, I can't say it. I've never done anything rude on Tumblr. But there's been some edited photos that I've done which are just, I think I was going through my old Tumblr with the boy, and I think he saw one of them. you know the SpongeBob like thing where he's like licking the poster and the Krusty Krab, and you know people like take that like what's a green screen or whatever, they take that bit and they like stick it on other photos. I'd done that with one of my celebrity crushes at the time, and the and the boy saw it and he's like. For a second, he's like, why do you have that? And he's like, looks at you, he's like, hang on a second, did you do that? And I'm like, no. And because I'm really, really bad at hiding it as well. And I just must have gone the brightest red I've ever gone in my life. And he's like, oh my god, you're crazy. And I'm like, stop, this was like 10 years ago. It's not me anymore. Yeah, I might have, yeah. Anyway, so if I wanted to do ultimate cringe compilation, then I can just scroll down my Tumblr. It's really the moral of that story. Anyway, that was a very, very, very long-winded segue into the world of Tumblr. Anyway, back to franchises that we love and not Tumblr ones. Yeah. Oh god, and I've just got this ball of just... I've just reminded myself of myself. It's the worst kind of reminding. But then they do say, that if you look back on your past self, like, you know, you look back on yourself 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and you cringe, and you're kind of like, oh my goodness, why was I like that? It shows that you're maturing, and that you are developing emotionally and mentally. So, if anything, it's a good thing I'm feeling such stomach churning cringe at myself. And Shino.
Battle begins.
I almost felt that was like an infinite combo for a second. If only the other guy was here, he might have been so proud. Oh, speaking of arguments, it's the best. Oh. Let's try to remember some good ones. I mean, it doesn't really count as an argument, but like when the Wendy's Twitter account throwing shade at like every other thing, I like that. I do like that. Maybe it was like the I know it's relatively tame, but maybe the whole dress argument where it was like whether it was blue or gold, no, blue and black or gold and white or something. There was like that random dress photo where everyone was seeing a different color. I mean, it wasn't necessarily an argument, it was more a debate, but that was at least the one that sticks out in my mind at the most. Just trying to Yeah, I think the maybe part of an argument when we still didn't know who Toby was. So at the time, the popular theory was future Sasuke. I said this on a Crunchyroll forum. Wow. Oh goodness. Because I know, I was trying to think, because I'd only ever seen the theory, oh, it's Obito, because it's if you rearrange the letters and you chuck an O in there. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know definitely on Crunchyroll things were taken very seriously. Oh my goodness. You know, if you heathens ever dare say anything out of line, you know, be gone. Actually, talking about a recent example, the Zelda fanbase, there are some arguments on Reddit, like full blown, including the whole "get your opinion out of here, no one wants it" kind of stuff. But then again, it's Reddit, so I'm not surprised. About like the implications that Tears of the Kingdom has for the timeline, like in the Zelda canon. Without going into any detail, it's split. It has split the fan base. Some people are very angry and some people are hopeful, but the very angry people are very angry. Like hatefully angry, rage-filled, livid. I can see my Crunchyroll watch history, so that happened sometime in 2012. I remember on a Saturday afternoon, like morning to afternoon, I'd have Naruto on in one tab. Be watching Shippuden. It would have been like, you know, it would have been the whole series up until, when would it have been? I think up until probably the start of the Ninja War. I think is where I watched up until, at least in this particular stint that I'm remembering. And then, I don't know if you ever did it on Crunchyroll, but they had this, like, character creator game thing, where you can, like, create all these anime looking characters, give them names and you kit them out with stuff and you get coins or whatever. You can give them, like, abilities if you've got enough currency to spend on them, and then you, like, put them in fights and, like, little sort of fight things, and then you can like buy new items. You can buy like demon wings and give them like cool anime haircuts and stuff. I just remember, and you can give them like dogs, and you can give them all sorts of stuff. I just remember it was this thing on Crunchyroll that I think they took away, I believe. But I had that in the other tab, and I would just spend hours a day. And I remember it particularly. I remember the ads that always used to play. They had a Starburst ad. It was always Starburst ads. And it was like them talking about contradictions or something, and there was like a guy who was Korean, but he's also a Scotsman, and they were saying that's you're a Scotch Korean, and like that's a mighty contradiction or something. It was something anyway. But I'd say definitely the Zelda argument is probably I'm enjoying them at the moment. When really, at the end of the day, all we're waiting for is you know, the gods of the YouTube Zelda theory stuff, speaking their putting their opinion out. We're all waiting for those videos, because then that's kind of then becomes the accepted prevailing theory on things. Contradictions taste good! Yes! Oh my goodness. I don't like it is. This particular ad is the one I remember. Like, I just remember it specifically. It's like a guy sitting down and a guy walks up to him and something, and it was. And he's talking about he was a Scotch Korean. that don't make a wee bit of sense. That's what he says. Oh my goodness. The fact that you know what commercial... Oh, that brings me so much joy. Oh, that's fantastic. Like out of all, like there would be maybe like 3 ads or something that they played, but that's the only one I can remember. And I've literally, it has never left my brain ever since. Oh, I feel like we are now bonded in blood. The fact that we both know this commercial. Oh, love it, love it. Right, Fu and
Battle begins.
Here you go.
what I'll do for A and B. Now, so I want to make sure I've got my terminology right, because I was at an age where I didn't quite fully understand what all the acronyms meant. Is an AMV... What's the difference between AMV and an FMV? Is an AMV like when people are like making their own fan videos and they're like splicing a whole bunch of stuff together and like putting like a music like song over the top? Is that an AMV? Or is it like, or is it an AM, or am I thinking of OVA? Oh goodness, all these acronyms. I know there's OVAs, there's FMVs, there's AMVs. Anime fight with music in the background. The only AMV I've ever seen, and I don't even know if it counts as a true AMV because it's not anime in particular. No, so it won't be AMV then. I don't think I've ever seen one properly. The only thing that even comes close is they had, before I'd ever played Final Fantasy VII, before I knew anything about what Final Fantasy VII was, like I knew it existed, I knew roughly what characters were in it, didn't know anything beyond that. Someone had done a FMV? AMV? Something, with shots from Advent Children, the film, over with was it Closer to the Edge by 30 Seconds to Mars over the top of it. And I remember this. I think that's the only video that I've seen that's similar. But I've never seen any anime ones.
Has been decided.
just seen Naruto vs Sasuke Part 1. So YouTube they got. Sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing. I don't know why I'm laughing so much. I can literally picture that. I think it's the fact that it's a Linkin Park song. I think it's the fact that it's that song. I just I'm so sorry if this is come across so like something. All I'm picturing right now is like a 12-year-old dude sitting, or maybe 13-year-old dude sitting in his room listening to Linkin Park. He has reached the edgy, like, I'm now a teenager and I'm now edgy. And Linkin Park goes so hard, and there is so much angst and emotion in this Naruto vs Sasuke. I don't know why. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry if this is like coming across. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I'm not surprised that that song is the most used one. There's something, and I don't mean this mean-spiritedly either. There's something like so wholesome about it. There's like just something so sweet. When I think about these people that are like making these AMVs, is like, as much as it's like, of course it's that song, and I can just picture exactly what sort of stuff they would have used for it for each part of the song. There's something so sweet about them making it that I just love. I love it. I just love it. So much as looked up an anime if I know what he did. Oh, it's like, of course it would be that song. Well, of course it'd just be Linkin Park. I'm surprised it's not, oh, what was it called? The New Divide? The Great Divide? The one that came out like mid 2010s. No. Early 2010s. The Linkin Park song that everyone seemed to love. That would be the, and actually no, anything Linkin Park actually. And they bring me to life. Yep. Yep. They're like, it's like the holy trifecta, holy trinity of, I'm in my teens and I'm going through my edgy phase, and I'm like, oh yes, yes, oh lovely. I feel like I've just been transported through time into a younger, happier time. It's also like, edgy phase was my edgy phase was, you know, in like mid 2000s, all like the anime desktop wallpapers. It would always be, you'd have like mainly like a black background, and it would be like maybe like the two characters, and they put heaps of filters over there. They put those weird like scratchy filters over the characters, and there's like, say, take Naruto one for example. They'd have Naruto on one side with like his like tailed fox mode, and they'd have Sasuke on the other with like Sharingan going looking all deep and brooding, and then Sasuke would just be like covered in like blue sparkles and wisps and smoke and things, like every possible like Photoshop preset filter effect on them. And then Naruto would be on the other side, all like red or orange or something, but like a similar sort of thing. And every single anime desktop wallpaper was like that. It was like every preset effect chucked on in like Photoshop 2007, with like a very like, and then one, like each character has like a color that all the effects are, and them have sort of been gradiented in. I don't know if that like explains it properly. I'll have to like find some examples and put them in. But that's like the visual edginess, or like the other side of the edgy thing. Like it was just like the thing. The thing. I don't know what better way to describe it than that, but yeah, I'm glad you can kind of like picture it, because that was the other edgy thing, and you would have that as your flip phone wallpaper maybe that you paid $2 for in the Nokia store, and then you'd also have it as your desktop wallpaper. And then you'd have like a pictures, well, I don't know about anyone else, but I had like a pictures folder where I'll just like look on Google Images for all these cool pictures, and I'll just save them to like Betty's pictures, and you know, and that's it'll just be all these things. Oh, it's so like mid 2000s, it hurts. I need to like find some. Now I just want to like track these down and just chuck them on my Discord, like, right guys, revel in the 2004 Naruto / anime desktop backgrounds. Pinnacle, absolute pinnacle. I had Sasuke with black clothes. Nothing such a bad as like pretty much. And his hair slightly longer too, so it's like all so dark and edgy. And he had to make an entrance as well. You know, his little grand entrance. Yeah, nothing says edgy like that. Oh, mwah, gorgeous. I love it. And then for like Bleach wallpapers, yeah. Every single Bleach wallpaper would be Ichigo with his his hollow mask. Like every single one has to be the one with his hollow mask. Alright, okay, this is going to be my last fight of the day, because I think I've said screw it, we're going to do 90 fights today. So this should be fight 91. Fight 90. I've missed a fight somewhere. What have I missed? I've missed a fight somewhere. Or have I? I missed. Did I fight as the fourth Kaze against Obito Rampage? I don't think I did. Did I play as Gara?
You should have
I
known.
don't think I played as Gara actually. Oh my goodness, did I play as Gara? No, I did. I don't think I did 4th Kazekage versus Obito Zetsu. I'm just gonna do that now. I don't think I did this one. No, I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, I'm so confused. Okay, you know what? Oh, what have I done? I'm gonna... What did I miss? I've missed something. And I can't for the life of me work out what I missed. Okay, what I might do is I might just go back and watch the VOD after, work out what I did, and then just make sure I've done that one first on the next one, I think. Because otherwise I'm going to end up doing another fight and it's not all going to be the one that I need to do. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I think it's maybe time for my brain to recuperate. But no, I'm going to leave it there for this evening. And I'll be picking Naruto back up. Oh, you found the Starburst commercial? Oh, I need to watch it after. Oh my goodness, I'm watching it after this. Oh my goodness. I need the nostalgia. I can guarantee you I'm gonna be able to say every single line as they say it. It's just gonna like come, like the essence of it is gonna like possess me and I'm just gonna be able to do every single line. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, but no, I'll leave it there. I'll pick this up on Sunday. I'm gonna start the last East game tomorrow night. Cold Steel 2, Ender Cold Steel 2 on Saturday. It's gonna be a good weekend. Alright, thank you so much for joining. As always, your company is much appreciated. Stay well, stay rested, stay hydrated, stay fruity fresh, play lots of games, watch lots of good stuff. I'm gonna be posting so many edgelord wallpapers in the Discord. Oh my goodness, am I just? But until then, I shall see you. Bye.